conservative, yeah, I said what I said. Gloss on my lips, got opinions in my head. Hair a little wild, but my values stay tight. Talk slick, think quick, yeah, we arguing all night. Messy, conservative, don't fit your little mold. High heels, high stakes, little bit bold. It's Mika on the mic, yeah, we running this show. If it's clean, keep scrolling, we like it messy, though. Messy, conservative, yeah, you heard me right. Gloss on my lips, shining in the light. Hair a little wild, but my mind is tight. Talk slick, think quick, gonna own the night. Messy, conservative, breaking all the rules. High heels, high stakes, playing all the fools. It's Mika on the mic, yeah, we're taking control. If it's clean, keep scrolling, we like it messy, bold. Messy, conservative, don't fit your little mold. High heels, high stakes, little bit bold. It's Mika on the mic, yeah, we're running this show. If it's clean, keep scrolling, we like it messy, though. Messy, conservative, yeah, you heard me right. Gloss on my lip, and I'm in the light. Care a little while, but my mind is tight. Talk slick, think quick, gonna own that night. Messy, conservative, yeah, you heard me right. Gloss on my lips, shining in the light. Hair a little wild, but my mind is tight. Talk slick, think quick, gonna own the night.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and welcome back to the Messy Conservative. It is Messy Monday, and thank God it is Monday because we have a lot to get into. So thank you to everyone that's in the chat. Thank you to everyone that will watch on the replay. And thank you to everyone on all the platforms, YouTube, X, let's see here, Facebook, Instagram, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we got a lot to get into today. We got a lot to get into. Everything is controversial this Monday, okay? It's a messy one. We have Roland Martin. If you don't know what's going on with Roland Martin, I guess you've been living on a rock. It doesn't matter if you know him from the Black community. It doesn't matter if you know Roland Martin just from politics or, you know, from the streets. Yeah. And then we got, let's see here, we have the WNBA. We're going to get into that and all the controversy around the WNBA. And then we also are going to get into Brandon Tatum, who's been into a lot of controversy lately. Brandon Tatum's been doing a phenomenal job with the Nolan Wells receipts. However, you know, Brandon Tatum is either loved or hated. So he's in a lot of drama as of late, but he did a 20 versus 1 Jubilee. So we'll be talking about that. So you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. And of course, you know, I have to always have my partner in crime.
Yes.
Dave Anderson, the business bully. What's going on?
Listen, I am just so happy to be out of the airport. I don't know what to do with myself. I was trapped in the airport.
Yeah. What
17
happened?
hours.
What happened with that?
Listen, sometimes it just comes down to just because it's a good deal doesn't mean it's a good thing, and I'll just leave it there. But yeah, there was a whole lot of weather, and it was a mess. I had to stay behind for a long time. But what up, everybody? It's time to get messy.
It's definitely time to get messy. So thank you again to everybody in the chat for pulling up. I see you. I see all my blues. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Smetty. Thank you to let's see here. Oh, Sugar Shane, I see you. I see you. And thank you to everybody who's new here and pulled up. And thank you to all of even Dave's fans. All right.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody.
Thank you for being here.
You know what? I can't stand you. All right. So Dave, let's go ahead and get into it. I am going to give you the option. Where do you want to start, Dave Anderson? I know where you want to start, but I'm gonna act as if I don't know where you want to start. Where you want to start, Dave?
Let's start with Brandon Tatum and Jubilee. See, you thought I was gonna go with Roland. Nope. It's going away.
I don't got no iPad to go to. So look, all right. And I think it's better that way because everybody that got these iPads, they're getting caught up.
Man, too many cheeks on the iPad. That's what's happening.
No. Okay. And they all power bottoms. All right. Let's go ahead and get into Brandon Tatum. All right. Did you see the 20 versus 1?
I did.
You did? You saw the whole thing or you saw clips?
I saw the whole thing.
Okay. Your thoughts. Good, bad, in the middle.
I'm kind of torn. In one
Mm-hmm.
It's like on one side of things, Brandon Tatum only knows what he knows. On the other side of things, those 20 people only know what they know. And it's like, tastes great, less filling. Tastes great, less filling. There's racism. There's no racism. There's racism. There's no racism. Trump's a racist. No, he's not. It's like, okay.
Yeah. The only thing I hate about the Jubilee, before we play it, the only thing I hate about it is the fact that when they get on with, I think when they get on with conservatives try to be not antagonizing, especially Black or Hispanic or Asian ones, because I've seen an Asian conservative as well. They try to be not so antagonizing, but the liberals,
they don't have no control, man.
They have none, and you can't actually get a conversation going. And then they get irritated and they start lifting up the flags. So the conversation is never had.
Yeah. And the other part of that is, I want to thank God that I have a barber. Well, I have two actually. I got my barber in Philly, Ace Cuts, who's been cutting my hair for 16, 17 years. And then of course, when I'm in Atlanta, Marcus Harvey, who cuts Nas's hair, Dwayne Wade's hair, a bunch of people's hair. He cuts my hair because Jubilee has shown me that these liberals do not believe in hairlines or combs.
Okay, we're gonna get into that. Okay, I thought it was just me. We're gonna be messy today because I saw it last night and I said, "What in the man unit?"
That wasn't a man unit. That was a shrub. That was some Velcro.
Man, I just wanted to rip it back like. I thought it was just me. All right, Let's go ahead and get into a child messy. Just messy boots. Let's start with Mr. Brandon Tatum. So, all right, what I want to get into first. Let's get into Trump is a racist. Okay, so that's what this clip here is about. All right, here we go.
Why do you think he got rid of it?
Because he's racist.
To say that Donald Trump is racist is the craziest thing I've heard.
Donald Trump.
Have you ever met Donald Trump personally?
No.
Have you don't know him?
No. So you've met Donald Trump.
I've met Donald Trump several times.
So you're basing whether or not he's racist.
You don't have any evidence. You're saying because he allegedly got rid of some desperate impact analysis that somehow that has something to do with race and it only affects Black people.
But your evidence is anecdotal. Oh, Trump was nice to me one time, therefore he's not a racist.
I have no evidence to believe that Trump is a racist.
Because you are
Where's the evidence that Trump is a racist?
Okay, I'll give you more evidence. In 1973, his company was sued for violating the Fair Housing Act by openly discriminating against Black renters.
What was the findings of that?
He was actually forced to settle.
He was forced to settle?
Yes, he was forced to settle. No, he had.
There was no finding of fault.
Why would someone settle?
Was it finding?
We're not guilty.
You can make it.
Why would someone settle if he wasn't doing it?
Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
Also forced to.
No. Was there a determination in court that he was at fault?
He settled, so they didn't have a determination in court. He got out of it by settling, which is what you do when you are guilty, but you don't want to go to court.
That's not the way.
That is exactly what the point of settling is. Yes.
No, it's not.
All right.
Oh my God, I can never stand this girl.
No, I would have had to yank that nose ring.
Okay? No, but I mean respectfully, that's the best she's looked.
Oh, she's been on here before. I don't watch it like that. So she's been on here before.
She makes her rounds being a loud liberal.
Don't they all?
Don't
they all? Aren't they all loud?
The what now?
I said, aren't they all loud?
Yeah, but she's extremely loud. She's like the antithesis of Amala. You know Amala?
Yeah, I know Amala.
Yeah, she's like the anti-Amala. It's like Bizarro Amala over here. Like one's real right wing, the other one is real left wing liberal. And their whole thing is, and this is a thing that y'all got to stop doing. I just want to put every woman in the room and say, please stop yelling and screaming and talking over people, male, female, or otherwise. Just make your point without raising your voice, because it makes you look cuckoo. And when you also looking cuckoo, you talking about 1973, you ain't saying nothing about 2016, 2020, 2024, 2026. You talking about 1973. It's a reach, man.
Yeah, because she can't, but I'm gonna let her finish and then we're gonna come back.
Oh, yes.
He had a dissent decree, which they agreed that he would implement certain things in his organization. There was no fault granted. They did not prove.
What were the things that he had to implement in his company?
Recruiting. It was a form of it was that
I think you're thinking about a different lawsuit against the Trump administration.
He had to make sure that they have job applications available to minorities.
No, this wasn't about jobs. This was about the Trump Corporation, the real estate. Yes, they violated the Fair Housing Act because
maybe we talking about something different.
Well, there were 2 times he was sued for racism.
I only know of one time.
Yeah, well, you should learn about the other one because it was bad too. Yeah,
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know.
The dissent decree, which was established, there was no findings of Donald Trump being a racist. And his organization has been without fault.
No,
you cannot find a court document that says that Donald Trump officially discriminated against anybody.
He literally marked.
What's your next one?
He literally marked black applicants.
What's your next one?
All right, so let's come back and talk about that real quick. Dave. All right, so here's my thing. You know how they put up, the fact findings on the side, the fact check. Most of these liberals, all of them were way off. Like it would be the initial Trump got let's use this one. Trump got sued for discrimination. That was the only truthful part.
That was it. That's where the truth started and walked out. It said, "Hey, gotta go."
That was it. And it was so funny because in it, like I said, they were fact checking her. Okay, so it says in 1973, the Department of Justice sued Donald Trump, as we know. Yes. Okay, but again, what she is saying didn't actually happen, and let's be clear, what she's talking about happened across the board, meaning a lot of landowners, landlords, whatever you want to call them, they did not want to rent their properties to a certain demographic. And we're not talking about just race. No. We're talking about
socioeconomic status. We're talking about education. We're talking about where they were coming, they were coming from. But you don't want all of that context, because whenever you start hitting liberals with context, they start, emotionally glitching and whatnot, like the little girl from Wreck-It Ralph. Just, you know what I'm saying?
That's what she's doing. That's what she's doing, and that's why she keeps moving the goalpost. Right now, I like Brandon, but Brandon is a strong debater, right? No. So being that he's not a strong debater, and he doesn't, speak as fast as Six from Blossom, he can't talk as fast as this girl. So this girl's like, okay, so what about to go over here and we'll go over here? It's like, ma'am, we one thing at a time. And so because he's not a strong debater, he's not able to hold on to what she was trying to initially say before she was moving the goalposts. I just think that she's not very informed about certain things on Donald Trump before he was a president.
No, not at all.
But they like to use that for some reason. They like to use the things that Donald Trump did before he was a president. But then if you use that with, of course, liberal candidates, they will be like, well, he wasn't in office then. Same thing.
Yeah, but and that's the thing. The other part of that is he was working for his father's company,
which is why Brandon Tatum said it wasn't Donald Trump twice.
Right. But again, let's not let facts get in the way of a good situation also. And I say this to people all the time.
Yeah.
You got to be and again, this is not me putting the cape on for Donald Trump, but I got to call balls and strikes. You know what I'm saying? Because there's plenty to nail Donald Trump on. Like I have a video coming out at midnight where I'm going to talk about the platinum plan, and I'm nailing Donald Trump to the wall because I can on that particular thing because it has not delivered. But Donald Trump is the worst public-facing racist I've ever seen. Here's why. You you go and not only defend Mike Tyson on national talk shows, late night talk shows, talking about why was she up in there at 2 o'clock in the morning? She wasn't trying to play spades. Then when Michael Jackson was getting hit with lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, all those Hollywood friends, the only person who was in court every single day was Donald Trump.
Yeah.
When Jennifer Hudson's family got unalived, he put her up in Trump Tower. The first apprentice was a black dude. Then you talk about Jesse Jackson's 1984 and 1988 campaigns being sponsored and financed by Donald Trump. You also got to talk about the fact that he gave Rainbow Push office space. He got Arsenio Hall his show back. This man is a complete racist. I mean, where's his sheet? Where's the pitchforks? Where is the tiki torches? And where are the burning crosses? Such a racist.
Absolutely. So as you saw in that clip, Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, asked this young lady, well, what's your next point? Because this point is mute because it's actually not true. And I'm not about to sit here and talk about something that happened when he wasn't even in office. Okay, so let's move on to the next point. So her next point comes here, and we're going to talk about it. Now, just really quick, the subject of his claim was Trump and Republicans are better for the Black community than Democrats. I have my own grub with that, right? Trump, yes, Republicans, depending,
Republicans,
because you have so many rhinos, right? That you can't get a lot of stuff passed, and you're starting to see that
too many coons.
Yeah, you're starting to see that with Donald Trump. He's trying to implement things that he can't get implemented because the rhinos are in the way, right? Just like, some Democrats. But in totality, I would say yes. But
Absolutely.
Here we go.
What's your next example of Trump being a racist?
When he reposted the Obamas as monkeys.
Now, he did not. He already said.
Here we go.
He already said that he did not post that.
That would make me smack you. I'm sorry. That will make me smack you. Like, are you Nikki? Are you Nikki?
Hi and bye. Yeah, no, it's
and I'll kick that punt.
What's your next example of Trump being a racist?
When he reposted the Obamas as monkeys.
Now, he did not. He already said. He already said that he did not post that. It was somebody on his staff, and the post wasn't even about that. That was a real.
It was on his account.
And then when it came out, he denounced it. He said it was wrong.
It was on his account already.
One of the staffers posted it.
Why would one of his staffers even have that? Even if it wasn't him,
you're making the post sound like the post was about that. It was a meme created by somebody else. And
are you really defending depicting Black people as monkeys? Like, that's crazy.
And Hillary Clinton.
That's crazy.
And Hillary Clinton was a pig. And it was all kind of people depicted as animals. It wasn't just about Barack Obama. Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that?
Did Donald Trump make the video?
Has any other president done that?
No, you're blaming him. Did Donald Trump make the video?
I don't know if he made it, but it doesn't matter. It's about what he posts.
Did he denounce what they represented?
If I posted something that said "kill all of X people," that's what I believe, right?
It's not true.
Even if I didn't type it out,
that's not true.
Put it in Canva and then post it.
If somebody posted
still what I believe.
If somebody posted some offensive on your account and you denounce it, is that a fair statement to say you don't believe in that?
No, I don't think that's true. I would like to be held accountable.
He said he didn't believe.
If I hired someone to post on my behalf and they posted racist statements,
and you said
that would be on me,
and you took it down,
no,
and you told them, and you said to the world, you don't believe that to be true.
Tatum, we have to pause here.
Yeah, we had to pause because she's just
even the black girl who was moderating was like, we have to pause here. We have to pause here.
She wanted to say because she's dumb, but
and that's the thing. Like,
go ahead.
It's like at some point, and I would want to be held accountable. I have people who work for me, and if they do something, the buck stops with me. But I'd be like, yo, I didn't do that. That's not my whole situation. I apologize and keep pushing, which is what he did. And then to talk about it's monkeys and leave out the fact that you had baboons, you had giraffes, you had apes, you had lions, you had billy goats. It was a whole thing where everybody in Washington was made into an animal, including Donald Trump.
Well, here's the thing. It wasn't even initially posted. It was something else. It was a whole other video that I guess was screen recorded, and we all have screen record on, Twitter or X, and it just scrolls up. Now, whoever did it did a horrible job at cropping out the next video, right? But it was like a millisecond. Right. But that's all you need. That's all you need. Right. And, people to, take it. Now, here's the thing about it. He did denounce it right away because he said, I didn't post that. And he took it down. Now, then, he came back to show the entire video to say, okay, this is the video that you're talking about. But that video has everybody in it.
Yeah. Everybody
In it, right? And so, okay, let's say you want to get offended by whatever, the Obamas and whoever else you were offended by in it. Okay, cool. Yeah. But how does it still doesn't substantiate her argument about Donald Trump being a racist?
No.
Just like the 1973 thing doesn't do it. Just like saying that, he called for the exonerated 5 to be, to go to jail or whatever. It doesn't go against that because it's not saying that he's a racist. If everybody believes this thing had happened, which everybody in the Democratic Party at the time believed, which the Democratic judges believed, which the Democratic court in New York believed, which the prosecutor who was a Democrat believed, then I'm inclined to think, by golly, why wouldn't he believe that?
But here's the thing, even with that, right? And this is why I can't deal with libtards, right? As an independent who leans a little right, I got to tell you, it bothers me because they won't even watch their own stuff. Ava DuVernay did a phenomenal miniseries on Netflix talking about all of these Democrats sitting there and, we got a Pepsi Cup, this, that, and the third, the chief of police on the daggone press conference. Oh, we got him, I remember being a kid because I was like 12 going on 13 when this happened. And I remember I was like, oh man, they got him because it was scary. People, like, you couldn't, like, my mom was like, don't even go out to the park. And I was in Philly. Like, it was like, don't go out. Because people was out here acting a fool. And so when you understand that everybody who was involved was a Democrat, then they turn around and do this trick bag, Jedi mind trick thing where they bring the exonerated 5 up on the DNC convention stage and then talk about Donald Trump wrote an article. Donald Trump was a private citizen. All of these people that are now bringing you up just feet away from the abortion mobiles down the street are using you as a political pawn. That's what they were. Are using you as a political pawn, and you're sitting up there like, we Donald Trump should not be president. Neither should these people.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that kills me.
Well, and that's what we're about to get into now. So, they go on and on and on, right? So they go on and on and on. Now, here's another point that I thought was absolutely crazy to me. All right, here we go.
You act like it's a good thing for Black people to be selling drugs in our community. It is not.
What is the leading cause of the separation of Black families?
I think it's a degradation of values in the Black community.
Would you say that the criminalization, Black men disproportionately going to jail more, has an effect on the separation of the Black households?
I would agree to that, but I would also say that is because of the choices and decisions that these young Black men are making.
Perfect, thank you. I was hoping you would say that. So,
is that not true? You don't go to jail. You go to jail for selling drugs.
Okay, you go to jail for selling drugs. Can I read you a quote from Nixon's domestic policy chief, John Ehrlichman? This is at the start of the war on drugs, which we know is what led to a lot of mass incarceration of the Black community, a significant increase in Black men imprisoned and incarcerated for drug possession.
Okay. I just want to know if you were talking about that head right there, that guy.
Ehrlichman. This is at the start of the war on drugs, which we know is what led to a lot of mass incarceration of the Black community.
That right there.
That's a man unit. Yeah, that is very tethery right there. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you.
Why is his neck that strong? The attitude.
You know why his neck is that strong.
It's a
girl.
It's a what? It's a
Hey,
sexy
boo-boo.
alert.
A significant increase in Black men imprisoned and incarcerated for drug possession and selling, right?
Okay, hold on.
So here's the quote.
I'm gonna let you quote it.
Okay.
But we do recognize that there was decisions that were made by Black people to sell drugs.
Absolutely. Now, can I read you the quote? This is John Ehrlichman, Nixon's domestic policy chief, right? He's responsible for primarily leading the war on drugs. We knew we couldn't make it illegal to be either against the Vietnam War or Black, but by getting the public to associate the hippies with marijuana and Blacks with heroin, and then criminalizing both heavily, we could disrupt those communities.
I'm not familiar with that quote.
Oh, really?
But
shocking.
I can go and read it later, but that's still
You
not
should
getting,
really
it's
read
not-
it later.
That's not getting to the point of saying that people are incarcerated because decisions that they make to commit crimes. Is that not true?
Well, yes, that's
The
how
reason that
criminal
none of us,
justice-
the reason that
do
none
you
of us,
want to
are-
respond to
the reason
what
that
he
none
just
of us,
said?
the reason that none of us are selling dope. Why? Because we don't want to go to prison. We value our lives. If you are going to sell drugs,
there it is.
and you're going to kill people, and you're going to commit robbery, you're going to go to jail.
Yes.
That guy almost reminds me of David Otunga. He like a Tamu David Otunga.
Lives. It does. If you
How you gonna disrespect David Otunga like that? This man looked like he got into a fight with a weed whacker and the weed whacker won.
My Samoan brother.
are going to sell drugs and you're going to kill people and you're going to commit robbery, you're going to go to jail.
Yes,
you
yes.
can't blame all of that on
can you-
the war on crime or whatever the case
But the
may be.
war on crime was specifically to get
No, it
Black
was-
men to go
It
to
is
jail.
nothing wrong.
They literally
It is
admitted
nothing wrong with imposing laws that help our community. You act
How
like,
does that help
let me,
our
Let me
community?
explain. You act like it's a good thing for Black people to be selling drugs in our community. It is not. So when you go to jail for selling drugs, in my opinion, and I think the opinion of anybody that's rational, that is a benefit to the Black community
Diva,
by
in
getting
this quote, he
drug dealers,
literally says-
criminals off the street,
Friend.
and our communities to be able to thrive, our property value to be able to go up. These people need to go to jail. That's
Dude,
not a
okay,
negative.
Okay, I hear you. Thank you. But literally, the domestic policy chief is saying we could disrupt those communities. He is openly admitting. No. I let you talk a lot. I need you to let
I
me
need you to
speak.
clarify this.
No.
Disrupt these communities in what way? What is he saying? Disrupt the communities.
By
What
heavily
is the end goal?
criminalizing
To what go? To what end?
to hurt Black people.
I can't. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay. And this is exactly why, ladies, this is why men can't stand you when it comes to arguing. He already said, okay, cool, but is there a choice to sell drugs? I've never sold drugs. I've had family
Right.
members who have. I never have.
Right.
I was told to stay away from that for a very myriad of good reasons. However,
Right.
it's still a choice. We already know if you're going to go there, and this is exactly why Jubilee will never have a foundational Black American conservative in that room. Period.
Oh, she's
point
not.
blank.
She's not one.
No, she's not foundational. That was Tetherpalooza. In case you couldn't tell by the hairlines and the septum rings, that was Tetherpalooza. But what wound up happening is, let's talk about the fact that J. Edgar Hoover, who was a closeted, he was closeted and he was mulatto. He said the worst thing that could ever happen is the rise of a Black Messiah and Black unity. We know all of that. At some point, when do you take personal responsibility and say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find another way. Do you know how many times I've been poured down on my luck and I've been like, yo, it'd be real easy to go and rob a CVS right now.
Correct. And
But I haven't.
Which is the reason why I like the fact that people point to things right outside of slavery, right? Because if people were going to do that, that would have been the time. You're illiterate, right? You're illiterate, you're poor, right? You essentially been just thrown out on the street saying, hey, make a way and come up with, group economics that will get you out of this debt that you owe. So
And even with that,
those people were able to take what is his name? I forget his name. Gosh, it's escaping me. No. I don't know why it's escaping me. But up from slavery.
Oh, Booker T. Washington.
Yes, Booker T. Washington. I don't know why it was escaping me, but
you ain't Black.
Neither is he. But anyway, he talked about how a lot of those trades and a lot of those things that people learned in slavery, right? You can use those skill sets to bring you out of poverty, right?
100%.
And so if you look at it when a lot of the black schools took on the whole academia route, they took away the trades, the things that made a lot of black people rich in the first place. Madam C.J. Walker is the first black millionaire, which would have been close to a billionaire, right? She's the first black millionaire, first black millionaire and first woman millionaire, right?
Yeah.
But when you look at all of that and you say, well, what was she doing here?
Yeah, she was selling products.
This is nothing that you need to go to an extensive have extensive long training in. Yeah. And so that's the only thing that bothers me about when people of color and black people and whatever jump on this whole liberal train, because they latch on so much to academia.
Of course, because they feel like that's important, because again, they have been conditioned over time to look down on people who have maximum skills. That's why they're so focused on raising the minimum wage. That's why they're so focused on getting a degree so they can be an assistant manager at the night shift at the call center. At the end of the day, you got to do something different than what you're currently doing. And again, I've been hungry, I've been homeless, all that stuff. I still haven't done that. And again, everybody's different. But again, them is choices. You ain't got to like it, but those are choices. And she would have been better off just saying, well, you know what? Truth of the matter is, a lot of these folks have, done things like, I mean, you could take Freeway Ricky Ross and Ollie North and the Iran Contras and flooding drugs in the community. You'd have been there. You'd have been off too. But then even Brandy could say, you know what, though? Nobody told you to pick it up and then start boiling the Coke on your stove. Respectfully.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here we go. Big Heart 45 with the $5 super chat. Thank you. Mika Mafango on the Monday check-in. Ask her how she feels about reparations. Thank you so much for your $5 chat. What do you want to know? How I feel about reparations? What do you want to know?
Like, ask the whole question.
What
Don't just send
part?
the $5 super chat.
Because this is extensive. Because a lot of you like to make it like it's just pay back the money. Pay back what money? What economic part do you want me to talk about? Do you want to talk about the economic floor? Do you want me to talk about it in policy measure? What would you like to talk about?
Because reparations is not just a check, and I think a lot of people don't understand
so
that.
that's what I'm asking. What would you like to talk about? Let me know that in chat. But I thank you for the $5 super chat. Yeah,
because y'all know I'm very pro reparations. I'm always going to be pro reparations. I don't give a goo god fuck who's in the room, respectfully.
Yeah, and you and if you want to just know like a clear cut about how I feel, I'm not for it. I'm not against it. My whole process is how to pay for it and to make sure that the group that you give it to is going to be economically sound, because just giving out money doesn't help when the group doesn't have financial footing, doesn't have a political footing. Like just giving out.
Giving out checks is going to be a Chappelle Show skit, and it's not just
and that's why he did that, and that's why he did that. So that's why I asked, what are you trying to talk about, essentially?
And that's why, I mean, if you read the Real Black Agenda, it's very clear for me where I am on reparations as far as finances, education, taxes, all of those things, because you can repair Ukraine, you can repair Afghanistan, you can repair the Japanese internment folks, but you can't repair the one community that has been used to fight every war, to fight every cause, and still is always in the back of the line when we made America a superpower overnight.
And this is my other problem with it. Right? You have to. Then I also want to know: are you okay with giving every black person?
Because it ain't gonna be every black person.
Hold on. Because I watch this. Because that person that just sent that, I know him from your channel. But I still thank him for the $5. However, here's the thing about it. He's asking because he's essentially probably one of those people that like black people every black person should get it. Okay, fine. But everybody here isn't a descendant. Everybody's family doesn't have that lineage. So I want to know, how would you find that out? How would you disperse the funds? Like, what steps do you take? And I'm pretty sure you're probably a liberal, so maybe you can go get Kamala's, study and let me know how you're going to split that up. And then maybe then you can go get bald-headed ass Ayanna Priestley study with the HR 40 and tell me how she planned to split that up. It still hasn't.
HR 40's been around since I was 11 years old. The way
know,
you do it is,
I know.
no, I'm letting them know. Because
okay.
see, when you do this, then I have to come over here and explain that I'm not going to sit up here and now I got to clean up your shit. So anyway, 1870 census, if your black ass is on there, you're established. That takes care of all that. So that gets rid of all the tethers from trying to sign up. Period. Point blank.
No, because then the liberals will go. Oh well, because the courts are establishing racist rules and everything is meant for everybody and everything in the world. Like, it's just so.
No,
like,
that's not. That's
it's so convoluted. It's so convoluted. Hold on.
They'll
it's
try
so convoluted.
That.
Yeah, they definitely would.
They'll try
so
that, but
that's
you can't
why
do that.
I
if
said,
your house burns down, the house down the street is not getting a check.
That's why I said that argument is very complex, and it will take more than just a check. But most of you got. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him.
No, I know.
All I'm saying is most of you are on that. You have 12 minutes. I don't have 12 minutes.
No,
right?
See. Don't make me pull your curls. Anywho and anyhow, at the end of the day.
But Frost paying $2 super chat. Sunny hosting.
With her slave
now that's something we all agree on.
Yeah,
probably even Big Hurt.
And I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My son, he teaches geometry to fourth graders.
I hate you. Bebe with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much.
What up, Bebe?
Is Mika for FBA? I just explained it, but is Mika for FBA reparations? I want reparations for FBA in the form of a check. I am a nurse practitioner. I have a doctorate in nursing. I have no student loans. That's great. I own my home and I have no debt.
It's lineage based. It's not even a conversation. It's lineage based. So regardless of any of that, it has to be everything. It has to be economic. It has to be financial. Yes. It has to be educational. It has to be getting all of these leeches out of our communities. All of these people who come in and take our money after 6 hours out of our communities, allowing us to be able to police ourselves. All of this stuff I wrote in the Real Black Agenda. So for me,
but they're not. That's the thing. They're not getting all that. And so when you say,
so it's not
more
either,
than just that check. It's more than that check. They don't get it. All right, let's move on. Anywho,
pretty much.
But thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it.
All right, baby.
Last but not least,
YouTube member.
Last but not least, I wanted to get into your favorite person. Okay, your favorite person on this. By
the way, Messy Mondays is sponsored by Butter Biscuits. You can get them right now. Butter Biscuits and 5X thongs, 5X leopard thongs. Go to my iPad.
You finished? I can't stand you. We're gonna get into your person, and that is Mr. Roland Martin. Now, what did you think about everything that came out?
I think that he made the fatal mistake that a lot of these dancing paid Democrat shills have made. The DNC is now bankrupt. They can't get no more shill checks. And so they decided to switch their grip. Kamala Harris, Roland Martin, Ayanna Pressley, Don Lemon, Joyless Hairline Reid, all of them have switched their grip to the grassroots foundational Black American talking points. And so that in and of itself is absolutely asinine. And when you step out, when Massa pays you, because y'all love talking about how conservative is dancing for Massa, what do you think these tree-hugging liberals have been doing? Y'all better go watch my Boulay video. So now that he's done that, because that video is old, they got things on absolutely everybody. All you got to do is watch the, what was it, The Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. They'll find something and they will use it to exploit you. That's how they just got Greasy Gavin Newsom from something that happened 20 years ago. They don't want him to be president. They're gonna try and run AOC. Stop anyway.
So they're trying to pin it to conservatives, but it's actually the liberals. Roland Martin decided that he would have his no pun intended, his britches be too big for his own good. And
Did
so
you see
Roland
the
Martin,
pictures? Did you see the pictures, Mika?
yeah, and I can't show them here. I refuse to show them here for two reasons. One,
I got some pictures. I can send them to you.
Okay. Not for YouTube, unless you plan on being demonetized.
I don't know. I don't know why you don't trust me. I know where the line is.
Okay, send them.
I'm sending them.
I'm gonna check them first. Let's get into. Let's get into Roland Martin. Dave, can you drop it like that?
I'm sorry, what?
Who is that over there? That's who I want to know. I want to know who that is over there.
That's probably his Pilates and drag queen coach. I don't know for sure. I just texted you the pictures. But my thing to you is, did you just ask me if I was going to drop it like, yeah, I forgot I got a chat right here. I'm stupid. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to attach.
I got one better for you. I have one better for you. I'm glad you like that one, right?
No, I didn't like that one. Pause. Oh my God.
All night long. Let me.
You dancing like Carl Winslow.
Y'all are crucial with this Haitian flag. I can't stand y'all. I cannot absolutely stand y'all.
Y'all know, and that's why Haiti is starving. Roland has been eating all the dirt cookies. He's been eating all the dogs. He's been eating all the cats. You got to jump in his ass. Apparently, y'all he likes that. I told y'all, excuse me, 5 months ago when I dropped iPad cheeks, y'all was saying I was doing too much. Now y'all all running around here talking about iPad cheeks, iPad cheeks. I told you people.
So you know my policy. I am not a fan of people trying to expose people, of people trying to out people, things like that. But his representation said that it was already known. They just didn't want like the pictures and things out there.
They also said that they're not going to pursue it criminally. They said that they're trying to handle it civilly, which means that they don't want discovery because there's some more not Al but Peggy Bundy stuff that he don't want to get out, and he wants everybody to know that
right.
He's not gay.
But that's his business. I was just surprised that it was a woman. That was my whole thing. Especially I thought he had his iPad thing. So that's what I was surprised
because
about.
he's trying to mitigate risk. He's trying to mitigate risk.
So here's the thing.
If he does get caught, it's going to be with a woman. He's not going to do the Andrew Gillum. Hey, girl, hey.
No, Andrew Gillum is gay. So here's the thing about it. All right, I think
he's a liberal.
I think Roland got too big for his britches, and so the Democratic Party
got too big for his britches.
I think the Democratic Party absolutely decided that he was going to have to pay for everything that he's been doing, especially with the whole saying that
vote for the couch.
Well, not just that Democrats aren't doing anything for Black people, which is true. It's absolutely true, by the way. It's one of the many small, minute 2% times that I'm with Roland Martin, right? So,
but he don't even mean it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he does. I think he does. No, I think he does mean it.
25 years of knowing that man don't mean that.
Listen, I think he does mean it because he loves them. Absolutely. But I think he does mean it because he knows it's true. However, up until it hit him, up until it affected him, he didn't care about it. So I do think he mean it because he knows it's true.
Yeah, because that money's run out. The milk's going bad, Charlie Murphy.
Absolutely. So I just want to get into this time that he decided that he was going to talk about Donald Trump. But before I get into that, I wanted to play really quick. If you haven't heard what happened, I wanted to play what they're saying happened. I'm just going to play a little bit of this, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
When they sent over proof of everything they are accusing Roland Martin of doing. So in the first video I received, Roland Martin is laid flat on his back on top of pillows.
You obviously watched this tape pretty closely.
Oh, jeez.
When they sent over proof of everything they are.
So why do you think this happened? Outside of what we know about the Democrats, but why would you think the woman would want to release something 2 years later?
Okay, so here's the thing.
And she was getting paid. Go ahead.
No, here's the thing you don't know. There is a dude named Ambrose Lamont Clayton. Ambrose Lamont Clayton does this. He sets up honey traps, and he set one up on Jamie Foxx, and I think Jamie Foxx paid him off. So
I heard that.
And so he's also somebody that has done 91 months for possession with the intent to distribute both the coca, I'm in love with the coca, and the heroin. So you're talking about a career criminal that should have never been let out. So it goes deeper than that. It's not why does she want to do this? The pimp said do it. She gonna do it.
You NBA still ain't getting, you don't vote for Democrats.
Yeah, see, you love it. You love that picture. It's good stuff right there. It's good stuff right there.
You Sybil Simons. Bring me my butter biscuits. Oh, I love my butter biscuits so much.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Agency headquarters, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm blessed to see 41 summers today. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hey. 41. All right. Can't wait to see more blessings. Thank you for your content, Mika. I appreciate you. And happy birthday. Send him, hey, you are fabulous. Sending me money on your birthday. I appreciate it.
Yeah, he sent me $5 on his.
That's a real
too.
one.
That
is a real one. I appreciate it. And
listen, I love.
Let me know what happens. Let me know what happens. Yeah.
Also, did you see Poetic Flacco on Tasha K today?
Yes, that's what I was about to say. So go ahead and talk about it. Go ahead.
Because I got to run, but I got to get this out. I found it very weird that he was comparing the man meat of Diddy and the man meat of Roland Martin. And that he just had so much fun. He was just so excited. Oh, all of my family members just love you so much, Auntie. Tear them out. Tear them out.
I knew you was going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Blocky.
You was going to say that.
Grimace. Girl.
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? It's something wrong with him. He over here comparing meat missiles.
Yeah, but he said it was in the pictures.
No,
it was in the pictures.
Wait. The question nobody's asking, it was what I asked on my show a couple of hours ago. Who sent them to Flacco? And why would you choose Flacco of all the people to send them to? That see, y'all are burying the lead. Who gave it to Flacco to give to Tasha K?
They're not going to tell the source, you know. But right before you leave.
Yes.
As an FBAer.
Yes.
Why did they give a good story like that to a tether?
Because they don't want foundational Black Americans making no money. But guess what?
Make no money.
Joke's on you, because I responded, and we made some money in super chats today. Made a lot of super chat money. I'm out here getting those shit decks and rich.
You getting dusty?
No, I ain't getting dusty. Listen, I'm too pretty to get dusty. Listen, if Davy ain't wavy, it ain't Davy. What's wrong with you?
I can't stand you.
Gotta go. DAMN tomorrow, 10 to noon. Make sure you guys tune in. Make sure y'all support. Have a super chat. Shout out to all of my foundational Black Americans standing on business. And stay away from the butter biscuits. Stay away from the 5X leopard thongs.
Okay. All right, you guys. So let's continue. So, all right. You see the drama that's going on with Roland Martin. Roland Martin is having a hard pause, a hard time over the weekend and today. So now Roland Martin will be talking about this per se on his show, but his representation say that they're not going to get into it too much because it's an open case or whatever. But my whole thing with this is Roland Martin absolutely is getting punished for going against the Democratic Party. And that is my thought process on all of this. He's going against the Democratic Party, and so he's getting it. Now, here's my thing. I don't care because he said things like this about Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is the person who is trash. Donald Trump is the person who attacked Rachel Scott. Donald Trump is the person who attacked the other black female journalists because that's who he is. He's a despicable human being. He's a piece of crap. That's what he is. He has no boundaries. He has no bottom. He has no morals, no values.
He has no bottom. Okay.
Values, no principles, and no ethics. But this is who he is. He is a disgusting individual who does not deserve any respect whatsoever. And that's why on this show, I did not use the title president referencing him because he has no respect for the office. Donald Trump.
So again, here he is. Again, here is Roland Martin talking about Donald Trump. Okay, having no respect for the office. He doesn't think he's a good person. He's a disgusting person. He's talked about Donald Trump's marriages. He's talked about Donald Trump's affairs. Okay, he's talked about all of that. But then here he is in his own scandal, right? Here he is in his own scandal, and let's just be honest. It's pretty nasty. So what Dave was talking about was the gentleman Puerto Flaco who got, the information and then gave it to Tasha K. He was talking about the genitalia of Roland Martin in these pictures, right? And so Roland Martin has talked about Donald Trump's everything. And I do mean genitalia to just, his sexual relations. And it goes to show that if you have those type of things in your closet, why would you do that to someone else, knowing that these potential things can come out on you? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I can tell you, I was shocked. I was shocked by this because there's absolutely no way I would have ever thought, one, that Roland or anybody would be willing to have an affair with Roland Martin. All right. I would have never thought it. I would have never thought it. That anybody would want to have an affair with Roland Martin. On top of that, I would have never thought that Roland would be having an affair with, I'm sorry, a woman, allegedly. Okay. Especially after the whole iPad thing. I just thought that was just absolutely wild. It was wild. Like, I never would have thought he would have. Yes, money talks. However, I never would have thought this. I'm not a fan of Roland Martin, but the stuff is wild. It's wild. And then you were recorded. It's just like, I don't understand why people put themselves in that type of situation, right? Where you're recorded and people can use it against you. And, it can affect, your family because they can see that nonsense. It's just insane. I would have never thought that from Roland. I think about Roland in a lot of different ways, but I would have never thought that. So this was totally surprising to me. Maybe not to you guys, but to me, I was absolutely shocked and appalled, especially appalled, doubly appalled. Okay. But those are my thoughts, and I'm really waiting on the whole factor of what Roland is going to say, right? Because Tasha K talked a little bit about it today with Puerto Flaco, and every time Tasha K, she talked about how Roland always talks about, the Black family and politics and things like that, and it's just I'm shocked. I'm shocked because this is a person, that prides himself in certain things. So we shall see. I want to see how this story really unfolds, because they won't release the pictures. So to me, it's, alleged until I see the pictures, but they won't release the pictures because they're doing a civil case, and they say his wife knows about it. So if his wife is fine with it, then I'm fine with it. It's just ironic because that is one of the things that they dump on Donald Trump about. Donald Trump talks about his affairs and things that has gone wrong in his past relationships, but a lot of these Democrats are pretty much doing the same thing. So it's just like, what are we talking about? You had, Eric Swallows earlier this year. All right. And now you got Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom's doing the same thing. It's just absolutely insane. I think personal business, unless it involves public funding, unless it involves something where there's some type of corruption, I don't think we should be concerned about it. I think it's a distraction. I think we should be paying attention to the midterms, but it is funny. I'm not gonna lie. These AI videos, what they're saying, it's absolutely funny. But I do think it's a distraction. But I think Roland Martin is paying. He's absolutely paying for going against the Democratic Party. The flesh is weak. Yeah, I agree. But the problem is, and I'm not here to judge him. He's human like everybody else. The problem is that Roland Martin goes in all the way on everybody else, including Black people. Okay. He goes in all the way and he gets personal. He never keeps it on policy. Like me, outside of appearances or something like that to make jokes about, I don't really care about people's personal lives. Like I don't like Ratchet Crockett because I don't like her policies, and I don't like the way she purports Black people, illegal immigrants, and how she goes about everything being white supremacy. But her personal life, I really don't care about. So, Roland, we shall see what you come up with when you speak about this, because I don't think this is going to affect him at all. I don't think it's going to affect his community. I don't think it's going to affect his numbers on YouTube. I don't think it's going to affect anything he has going, because his demographic loves him and he speaks to his demographic. So I don't think it's going to affect him at all. But we shall see. So I will be following it. You guys, let me know what you think about Roland Martin and all of his nonsense, because I think it's just absolute nonsense. Dropping it like it's hot, being in leopard draws. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't take no more. You guys, let me know what you think about Roland Martin. All right. I want to get to this last point here with the WNBA really, really quickly. Roland. So let's get to the WNBA. So the WNBA is having a hard time. Yeah, the WNBA is having a hard time, you guys. And the reason why the WNBA is having a hard time is because they're on this whole transgender kick. Now, here's my issue about it. Here's my issue and my solution. The WNBA is on this trans, protect trans, all this other stuff. We support trans when they have women on their team, mostly lesbians, but at the end of the day, they have women on their teams, right? So this whole, men and women sports, I don't understand it, because it's called the WNBA. Why would you want men and women's sports? But if they're going to start doing it, I can tell you right now, there are a lot of men that will never make the NBA that will be glad to go into the NBA. And then you'll just have a dominance of men, which is something that the liberal women say they don't even want. But you're advocating for it. You're going to have Joanna Man, okay? Mrs. Doubtfighter and all that. You'll have it. Medea, everybody will be in the WNBA. because this is what they're advocating for. So you guys, I want to go ahead and get into this. Yes, that it would implode. I want to go ahead and get into this because some teens were, of course, heckled at a game. So I want to go ahead and start from where all of this started and then where it's going now, because where it's at now is absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and get into this. Here we go.
Basketball forever, angry that these new people are coming
Even
out.
though
The
they're
games
making more
and
money because
making
more people
more
are
money.
buying tickets.
It's a win-win all around, and yet they're so rotted to the core with hatred for, I guess, divergent opinions, or I don't know what it is, that they are going to attack a couple of teenage girls who have come with a sign that says, "Thank you, Sophie, for speaking up for girls." F you.
Right, she's going to be sending some stuff. I assume they're going to be shoes. Yeah. Seattle Storm made a statement after they suspended the minority owner. We respect the league's decision to fine and suspend co-owner Celeste Keaton. She must really be a treat in those owners' meetings. we remain committed to creating a welcoming and a respectful environment for anyone who attends a Storm game. But isn't this Seattle? I mean,
Yes.
these are the people
And the
that
one
hand
tonight's
needles.
Portland.
Yeah. So here we go. I mean, that's what happens.
If they play these games in the South, everyone would be cheering these two girls.
I would think.
Yeah.
You know who would never treat somebody like that? Chanley Painter.
So if you don't know, all right, the minority owner of one of the WNBA teams decided that she would go and yell and scream in teenagers' faces who are wearing clothing that supports girls and having men out of their sports, which is what these young ladies are wearing here, right? XXXY, meaning XX is for, of course, women, XY are for men, no matter what they tell you, okay? The science is there. It's chromosomes, can't get rid of it. So this is what the girls had to say about all of that.
Holding our hands and cheering for both teams. And this lady, older lady, comes up to us and she
Not
comes up
older
to us,
guy.
and at first I think she's gonna be nice, and then she asks like, "What are you guys doing?" Something like
Yeah.
that. And then it was like, "Jesus loves everyone." That's what she told us, and I was like, "Oh, I know." Like, I'm religious. Like, I know. Like, I know.
Nice.
Yeah. And she's like, "Oh, I hope Jesus can forgive you for what sin you've done," and like something like that. And then she told us that we were effing insane. And, that we
And she's
needed
like,
to do
and
more.
she went like
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
She's like, you better stop this
and stop pulling
shit.
this. Yeah.
And
For you guys
I
to
hope
come
God
here
can
and
save
pull
you.
this. Yeah.
She said for you to come here and pull this shit.
Yeah.
She said the word.
Yeah.
Did she say effing insane or?
No, she said the word. Yeah.
And nobody around you spoke up for you.
No.
So, I will say, Annalie, when I came over, you were in tears.
Yeah, I've never been yelled at like that. I mean, I've had people hate on me on the internet, but like it doesn't really affect me as much because it's just people online. But super respectful. We're just holding our signs and cheering for both teams. And this lady.
So now where we are with all of this, okay, so this was like a week or so ago with the young ladies. So now where we are with all of this, we are now, everyone is going against Miss Sophie Cunningham. Okay, if you don't know who Sophie Cunningham is, she's on the Fever, and you know, her and Caitlin Clark are like the most hated people. But I think Sophie is now really becoming one of the most hated people because a lot of people don't like that Sophie stands up for Caitlin Clark, but she also stands up for what's right. But I want to go and get into the coach. All right, one of the coaches, and I want you to see how they actually feel about men being in women's sports. You have women for a women's basketball organization caping for XY people, aka ma'ams. Here we go.
What's your stance? What is your stance on men or athletes who test as biological male participating in women's sports? What's your personal stance?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would say that I'm educated enough from a scientific standpoint.
Absolutely.
I don't ever believe that exclusion is an answer. I just don't. I do think, you know, when we think about various levels of sport, various governing bodies of sport and things that go into that, like I said, I'm not educated enough at the different levels. I know growing up, I played with the boys all the time.
So
there
you
weren't
would,
girl sports.
would you
back
welcome a biological male in WNBA?
Again, it's like, I don't know, when we talk about biological male and scientifically where we are, I think it's a totally different scenario. As I said, I'm not educated enough in terms of transgender and transitioning to give you a smart answer.
The smart answer would be, ma'am, you play for the WNBA, you coach for the WNBA. This should be only women. Only women should be allowed to be on these teams. Only women should be allowed to be on these teams. Or as the young ladies, the teenagers with the shirts, XX people should be on these teams. XY people should go play with LeBron. Okay? That's the difference. But they're so afraid of the backlash, and it's because allegedly, from what I hear, it's because a lot of the NBA is, lesbian females. All right. But lesbians and transgenders do not have the same issues. So I wouldn't understand what would be the problem. However, so going from that, I want to go ahead and get into what happened with the coach over the weekend. So Sunday, they had a game in Minneapolis, and this is what exploded because everybody was talking about the whole transgender, trans kids issues, especially with what happened with the minority owner and the teenagers the previous week. So I want to go ahead and get into that, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Here we go.
During the game, there it is. Joining me now, Independent Women Ambassador Tatum. They were harassed by trans activists outside the arena. Meantime, Lynx head coach making a statement of her own, wearing a shirt that said "Trans kids belong" during the game. There it is. Joining me now, Independent Women Ambassador Tatum and Town Hall columnist Dustin Greggy, who attended the rally for Sophie and witnessed the events firsthand. So, Dustin, I'll begin with you. Describe what you saw, what happened.
Well, I just have to say, the leftists have completely lost the plot here. We're just here to stand up for women, stand up for their right to fair competition and to safe spaces. And this is a 90-10 issue, by the way, guys. Talk about a culture war where you just can't lose as conservatives, as people who support women. But the WNBA, the Democrats, they insist on going against culture and pushing upstream. But this is a battle they're going to lose. And you can see it in the faces of just normal people walking, just trying to go to a game. I think around 17,000 people attended this game. It was one of the higher benchmarks of attendance for a WNBA game here in Minnesota. They were just awestruck watching this circus because, quite frankly, Dot, if I were to repeat some of the obscenities that were said to women by men, by the way, through megaphones, screaming in their faces, I would be banned from this program going forward because it was that insane. And in one case, we even saw one of their trans supporters assault one of the activists here on scene.
And that's something that's actually done a lot, right? I see this all the time. There are trans activists and trans women, and they get in real women's faces, okay? They get in their faces, and they're allowed to do it because we have to recognize them as women. Absolutely not. Thank you so much. Stupidpeople.com with the 100 joules. High five. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We have to acknowledge them as such. And so they get to come over and tell XX people, real women, what they should be doing in their sport. It's absolutely insane. I honestly don't understand why it's being allowed, but it's a whole thing with the liberals. Right. And I don't even think it should be a liberal and conservative issue, honestly, because if you just have common sense, you can understand why I don't want Joanna Man dunking over me. All right. It's already hard enough when you have women that are that tall. Now I'm supposed to let Shaq come in and play against me. It's absolutely insane. Insane.
And this isn't a new thing. I've been swatted. Riley Gaines has had many threats to her lives, as well as Peyton here on the program. And we saw Charlie Kirk murdered. This is a serious issue, and Democrats keep pushing it aside But at the end of the day, this is theirs to own, and they're going to have to come up with a different solution here eventually because they will lose on this issue. We saw when Sophie Cunningham came out with pro on this issue, her sneakers sold well within 48 hours because she's on the right side of the culture in this case. And we're going to see that continue to move forward.
But that's the crazy part. They're only making this a cultural thing and making these people rich. Okay. Sophie, Caitlin Clark, like you're only making these people stand out. All right. And that's the crazy part that they don't want to acknowledge. Like nobody is going to back down from this. Nobody wants men in women's sports. Okay, Serena Williams literally played like the 230th tennis player, okay, who was a man and lost. And mind you, she's number one when it came to tennis amongst women. She's fast. But against a man, 230th. Just chalk that up. So why would I want Kobe in the WNBA? He's going to win every night. Thank you so much, Smetty. I appreciate you with the $4.99 super chat. Wonderful show. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then Black Phoenix with the 2 jewels and the silver star. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. But, you know, the liberals, they're not going to let that go. And they didn't. And here's another coach with the same thought process.
Don't have the fever again in the regular season, but coming out of the break, one of the big news stories has been Sophie Cunningham and the protests for her and protests against her. And, you know, they had a national televised game today and Cheryl, you know, wore a shirt and it's just a conversation. I'm wondering just what do you think about it? Do you think that's good for the league? Does it detract from the basketball? Is it just noise? I'm just wondering what your opinion is.
I think, thank you for that question. I think just in terms of how I'm seeing it is, if I could answer with like, for me, sports is about belonging. It's about inclusivity. It's about allowing everyone to be their authentic self. You know, I'm big on that just because I have been criticized for my height, for my ethnicity. I've been in those you shouldn't belong here many times. And for me, I don't want that space, especially Golden State, to ever feel like that.
That is disingenuous. She's talking about her race, okay? She's talking about her race versus sports. You don't belong here. You can't control that you're Japanese, ma'am. Now, you cannot control that, okay? You can't control if you're black. You can't control if you're mixed race. You can't control any of that. What you can control is the fact that you want to transition into something else, okay? I do not have to say pronouns, okay? I don't care to remember all of them, all right? I don't disrespect anyone, but I damn sure do not call a Mr. a ma'am. It's not happening.
I'm all about women, little girls deserving to play, and that includes trans women. So I'm all about inclusivity.
I know you.
But they never try to be inclusive with the men. Why don't they want to go over there and dunk on LeBron? Okay. Why don't they want to go over there and dunk on LeBron? Let them be inclusive over there. They can wear their long ponytails and everything over there. They can go dunk on LeBron. They can go do all of that over there. Why don't they want to be inclusive there? Why don't they want to be inclusive? Because they know they're not good. So they come over here with the women and they try and they try and try, and they usually succeed because men are just built that way. Okay, you XY people, you have testosterone, you have, you know, more muscular definition and more muscles in general. Okay, more bone density. I don't understand what you don't get about the science. And it's a horrible thing that these coaches say, I don't know about the science. The science is what it's been since the beginning of time. Okay. Women are women, men are men. You can do whatever you like with your life. It's your life. It's your personal business. As I said with Roland and his leopard panties. However, at the end of the day, we're not the same. And so I don't understand why we have to keep dealing with this. It's absolutely atrocious that we have to deal with this in our spaces. And for a group of people like women who always want their safe spaces, all right, especially the liberals and the commies, they always want their safe spaces. They always want this, that, and the third. But they're willing to allow men in their spaces who they feel aren't, how should I say, who they feel aren't against them. Okay. They feel that regular masculinity holds standards. Regular masculinity has a certain threshold that they will not tolerate. Meanwhile, in the LGBTQIA plus carry the one community, they will allow those men will allow you to lead. Those men will allow you to say whatever you want, as you can clearly see when we watch the Jubilee. They will allow you to say what you want. They will allow all your stupid ideas to become reality, and they will allow you to mess up entire cities like Washington, D.C., like New York City. Okay. And that's because they are not a threat to you. But masculine men are a threat to liberal women, liberal white women, the 92%, okay? And anybody else that falls in between, the bullhorn nose people, the emo liberals, all of them, right? All of those people, masculinity is a threat because it holds a standard, and those people don't want to have a standard held to them. Thank you so much, Jonathan, for the 440 joules. Uncle Alert. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. But that's what we're dealing with here. Okay. Black Phoenix, thank you so much with the 2 joules. Silver Star, I appreciate you. That's what we're dealing with when it comes down to it. We're dealing with people that are just absolutely insane. But overall, here are my thoughts. Everything here today is very controversial. With Roland Martin, I could care less about what Roland Martin does in his private time. I don't care. I really don't want to see it. All right. Even when it's AI, I don't want to see it because I don't care, because Roland Martin at the end of the day is what he is in his own house. However, when it comes to Roland Martin as a political figure or as a political journalist, I can't stand Roland Martin because Roland is not, he's absolutely not genuine. He's not genuine. He doesn't tell his audience the truth. Okay. His audience should be the baby boomers, early generation X. He doesn't tell his audience the truth. He doesn't tell them that they're never going to receive the benefits that they think they're going to receive by voting for the Democratic Party. They're never going to get ahead because the Democratic Party is interested in breadcrumbing them. Okay. That's what they're interested in. And that's what they'll keep doing. And so I just don't understand why it is that we continue to platform and pay attention to, people like Roland Martin, unless you are in that lane. If you are in that lane, then I understand it. If you're not, then what is the point? Okay. And then when it comes to Brandon Tatum, I absolutely do like. Do I agree with everything Brandon Tatum says? Absolutely not. Do I agree with everything Brandon Tatum does? Absolutely not. But he makes a lot of great points, and I do like a lot of his journalism. Okay. However, the thing about it is, people don't like Brandon Tatum, and they don't like Black conservatives in general, because Black conservatives goes against the grain and goes against things that people like Roland Martin and others perpetuate. Bald-headed Joy Reid and, Ratchet Crockett, all of these people, they have something to gain from, leading Black people astray, which is what Booker T. Washington talked about. However, the factor still remains. You have to understand what you're getting into when you get on these Jubilee debate stages. And in my personal opinion, I didn't think it was a strong performance from Tatum. Okay. I didn't think it was a strong performance, but in his defense as well, because he may not be a strong debater, but in his defense as well, I also don't think that platform allows you to expound upon your thoughts as a conservative, just like CNN or any other liberal platform, because I do believe that Jubilee is very liberal, but I don't believe he was able to expound upon some of the questions being asked without the agitation from the liberals and different groups of people that were there. They weren't there to have a conversation. They were there to have a gotcha moment because a lot of them just absolutely don't like Brandon Tatum. They have TDS, bullheaded reasoning, all that. And so with that, they weren't there to have a genuine conversation about two different sides of the coin and how you can possibly meet in the middle or what makes sense to move forward on. They just wanted to have a conversation about their talking points and get their talking points through. And that's what irritated me the entire time about that. All right. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know down in the comments on the replay what you thought about all of that, because Brandon Tatum and that Jubilee was a very long watch. And the entire time I just felt like I was watching MS Now and CNN, China News Network. But let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about all the drama going on with Roland and his cheetah print draws. Let me know what you think about that, if you care at all about it. And let me know what you think about, essentially him being caught up, in my opinion, allegedly, with the fact that he's going against the grain of the Democratic Party. He's going against the grain. He's been going at Puerto Rico ever since Ratchet Crockett didn't win. He's been going against the grain when it comes to Debbie Wasserman Schultz. He's been going against the grain when it comes to James Carville. All right. These are heavy hitters, and he's been going against the grain. Not because he genuinely wants to go against the Democratic Party, but the Democratic Party has played him to the left. And so, to me, he's getting a little revenge on them. But when they have stuff on you, you got to sit down. So let me know what you think about that. And also let me know what you think, of course, about the WNBA players and them advocating and being so soft-spoken because they're scared to voice their opinions about men being in women's sports. Only Sophie is voicing her opinions. Everybody else, I don't know the science. I don't know the research. When you absolutely know the research, women. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you have an XX chromosome, you belong in the WNBA. If you did not, you need to go over there and play with LeBron. He's going to Philly. You guys, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit that like button on the way out. Thank you to everyone. I see everybody in the chat, everybody that supported the show today. Thank you so much. Thank you to Dave. I always appreciate him coming through for Messy Mondays. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to everyone watching on all the platforms as well. I appreciate that. Every Monday, we are here for Messy Mondays. And on Wednesdays, we have the midweek mess. I do not know what's going to happen over there on Wednesday, but we shall see. And if you guys want to catch me on other platforms, on Thursdays, I am on Dave Anderson Morning News on Thursdays. And on Tuesdays, I am on ARP's channel, A Righteous Perspective. I'm on there as well in the mornings. All right. Thank you to everyone in the chat again. Have a great evening. Stay messy. It's your girl, Mika, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.